first.
Oh, yep, sure thing.
When he streams.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll watch Dougherty's first.
So drink. And try to look towards the path.
Okay, I can see
just fucking
Dougherty's.
see your head.
His stops.
I can
by
just
your
see your head.
There, yeah.
Yep. Now come look at mine.
Okay, I'll swap over to yours. Can you turn it towards the direction Dougherty was facing it, towards the bridge?
For the bridge?
Yeah. It's hard to tell the
As far as you can.
scale. Honestly, that's actually really, really good. And you can basically see almost behind you.
Like,
Yeah.
for me, I can't see the salt rock at all. I can't see the start of the bridge at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Drink
here,
exactly
if
where
I'm...
Dougherty is. Yeah. And look at the bridge. Yeah, there you go. Face there. Look at the bridge. Yeah. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
Very nice.
In the owl, another bug in the owl.
Cool. Let me smell something
So
else.
true, so true.
Okay, cool. It's a
Well, I
leaf
gotta-
there. This leaf clearly isn't part of my diet.
Fuck it, I'm rebounding. I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna go play some Beast of Bermuda.
I eat it.
Fucking eagle sweat commercial in
Gives
this
me
video.
diet.
Fucking eagle sweat.
Eagle sweat. Smell like a Herbivore.
Eagles?
Hello everyone, this is day 2 of the Hordetest. Yippee! So I decided to do some testing with Galley today to get the herbivore perspective of growing and whether or not it is similar to the carnivore perspective, which I can tell you, yes, the exact same method that works for carnivores will work for herbivores. In fact, I would actually go as far as to say to not even bother with sanctuaries at all. Just don't even bother with sanctuaries. Second you spawn in with a herbivore, I would say just head towards your nearest migration zone or do the patrol trick that I'll be showing you on the screen right now. What you're actually seeing on the screen is not just me testing how long it takes for a diet to go down by 1% for Galley, but also doing the patrol trick, which you will learn. There's a process to these things, my children. We will get to them. So, what did we learn? Well, for one, Galley's a full-grown Galley's diet will decrease by 1% every 1 minute and 24 seconds. Sorry, yes, which works out at 84 seconds. Which if you then extrapolate this to 100%, you basically get 2 hours and 33 minutes to go down from 0%. No, sorry, Oh yes, to go down to 0% from 100%. This is huge. Remember that Dino is about 3 hours base kit. And 3.5 hours. Is it? No, it's 3.5 hours base kit and then 4 hours 15 seconds with the diet drain. So if we actually now work out the diet drain, we can actually just multiply the amount of time we have here by 1.1, and we get basically about, yeah, just under 3 hours for Galley with the decreased diet drain. If you take its food drain, which is the same as what it's always been, which is 0.03, we can now do 100 divided by 0.03, and you get, divided by 60, 55 minutes. So 55 minutes for Galley's food, and what did I say? 3 hours-ish? 2.5 hours for its diet drain. That means that you can lose your hunger 2 times over in the time it takes for you to lose one diet from 100% to 0%. This means that you can actually, in theory, with Galley, get, much like Dilo, get all 3 diets to 100%, every single one of them, while still staying alive. The difficulty, of course, is getting the food, who we'll get onto. If everything is synced up correctly, you would have seen that when I stopped doing my diet testing, and I sniffed, there was a patrol zone. If you can take your mind back, just around 2 minutes ago now, when I sniffed, there wasn't a fucking patrol zone there, was there? So what sort of sorcery did I commit to just materialize my patrol zone out of my backside? Well, it's very, very simple. If you are solo, and you stay in an area where a patrol zone can spawn, you will eventually spawn a patrol zone there. It's very, very simple. Sometimes the patrol zone is there, but doesn't appear properly, and you just need to walk into it to actually spawn the patrol zone. I do not know how long it takes for you to actually spawn the patrol zone. Sometimes it's very, very quick. I think the longest I've ever had was about 10 minutes of waiting, which is nothing, really. You may also be concerned about the fact that I said that when you spawn in as a herbivore, you should run to your migration zone. This is because, remember, the faster you grow, the larger your stomach becomes. Meaning, if you let your diet just keep draining as you're running away, you will eventually reach the point where you're barely growing, and hence your food is lasting longer. If you're very, very concerned, because obviously I would need to test this with something like Dibble, especially Dibble, which is going to be a pain in the ass, by the way. I probably will just get the Dibble started, and then just be like, cool, everything else should be fine. Then do the patrol zone trick. I do not see the point of going towards Sanctuary right now. In the same way that I said that there's no point going towards corpses as a carnivore, I do not see the point of going towards sanctuaries as a herbivore. Just get the actual food and just fill up one of the slots all the way up. It's just better long term to do that. When we were playing Galley with my friends, one of my friends went to a migration zone, the other one just went straight to their sanctuary. The one who went to their migration zone actually grew faster than the one in the sanctuary. I first did the sanctuary, and then I got Troodaned, which was hilarious. I wish I had that recorded, but I don't. I was kind of just standing around. I turned around, and the Troodan was just there like, bonjour, and then it killed me. Don't know why the Troodans are French, but they are now. So, when I ended up actually meeting back up with the group properly, after then going to the migration zone and getting a diet filled up, just one, all the way up to the top, you can probably guess which diet was filled up to the top on these recordings. I was basically about 3% behind them, the one who went behind to the sanctuary. So effectively, it's just better to go and just eat the plant and fill up one slot. Whether or not this is good or bad, we will discuss later. I have a few more opinions on it. Second thing we're going to look at is Juvie Galley. Yay, Juvie Galley! So, given the fact that it takes 1 minute 24 seconds to decrease a diet from 0%, from 1% to 0% with an adult galley, what about Juvie Galley? Well, I have two timers on the screen right now. These timers are going to be showing the changes from going from 30% diet to 26% diet, then 25% diet, 21% diet, and then 19% diet. To go from 30 to 26 took 23 seconds, from 26 to 25 took 15 seconds, from 25 to 21 took 25 seconds, and from 21 to 19 took 19 seconds. So it's variable. If you work out the average, it's probably somewhere around, what, like 20 seconds probably, on average. But I did the entire test for 1 minute and 24 seconds. But I didn't lose 1% diet. I lost 11. So therefore, in the growth, and here's the interesting part, I went from 13.164 kilograms to 19.453 kilograms, which is a weight increase of 47.7742%. I effectively increased my size by about 50% in 11% diet. What the heck? At the growth rate that I did not gather, but it shouldn't fucking matter anyways, because who cares? So, by increasing my size by almost 50%, I lost 10% more diet than I should have lost if the diet was going down normally. Now, of course, the diets are still going down slower. It's just that the actual diet increase is actually far larger than your weight increase. This, therefore, in a way proves that either A, the diet drain is different throughout all stages of growth, which I could test tomorrow, I suppose. Just grow another galley, wait until I hit 50%, see how long it takes to drain 1% of diet. I could do that. But for now, my consensus is going to be, based on today's evidence, that your diet pool of how much diet you can have is not proportional to your weight. And in fact, the diet pool increases far more than your weight does. This is probably because of the weird things with food and diet intake and whatever, confusing dev things that only the devs actually know and only the devs are actually going to really care about, because you guys aren't, because what good does this knowledge actually do for us? It's cool to know, but it doesn't fucking matter. It's just something interesting to know. The main thing is, though, Galley's losing 1.24% of its diet. Now, did I encounter any real problems while growing the Galley? Yes and no. The main issue with the Galley is actually still the same issue for every single herbivore, which is food values. Your food values from your plants are kind of fucking awful. Really? They're actually kind of bad. Never mind the fact that we still have the bug that causes fruits to not properly spawn or decay. So you just end up with ghost plants everywhere. The same thing for plants that you have to dig out the root. Still, there's still the bug with diets, where even though my Galley had diets, The diet never changed. Even when I came back to the server hours later to actually record how long it takes for a diet to decrease, my diet still said the exact same thing, even though I could eat plants that weren't on that diet list and still gain diet, because it was a patrol zone. So we just have bugs where you can't even smell what diet you're actually looking at. You have to just kind of memorize what is what. Which yes, you could do it. I'm not really going to expect the average player to do that. Someone like Duckety, who is basically called the botanist, 100%. He's basically memorized all of these spawns. Food spawns, patrol zones, what the different plants look like. He did that. Why? In order to give feedback to the devs, in order to try and fix the original fruit problem, which of course was fixed in the past, and it just keeps coming back. So something's causing that. Whatever it is, we may never know. But yes, that's the main issue for herbivores. This can be alleviated by doing the patrol zone trick. But some of you may now be wondering, well, that's all well and good for a solo player. Turkish Delight. You genius, handsome man. The tones of your voice warm my cockles. But, you imbecile, I play with a group of friends. How are we supposed to get a patrol zone with a group of friends? Ah, well, my indentured, beautiful viewer, my perfect little... No, okay, cool, no. What you do is this. You leave your group. As shocking as that sounds. You have one member of the group leave the fucking group. They now go to where you want the patrol zone to be. They sneak off. They go, ooh, I'm walking away. They then sit down. Ooh, I'm sitting. After a untested, unverified, mysterious, perhaps, amount of time, a patrol zone will now appear. Something far more sinister. And then your teammates go back towards you. You two call them into your group. And now they also have access to the new patrol zone. Then you eat there. Then you eat food. You go to the next place you want a patrol zone. And you put a patrol zone there. I have no idea, with this game anymore, where the fuck features begin or end, and where the bugs begin and end. I do not know anymore what the fuck is a bug and what the fuck is a feature. I don't know. I will not pretend to know. Therefore, I'm not going to have any sort of guidance on whether or not you should be doing this, or whether or not it's bad, or whether or not, don't do this, guys. I don't fucking care. It's not that deep. It's agriculture, really. That's it. The herbivores on this planet have developed agriculture. The galleys are becoming the bare bones for a Type 1 civilization. At this rate, they will take over the entire islands, pave the entire thing down, and build a fucking McDonald's on there. I don't know where the fuck the bugs begin. Maybe this one will get patched out. Maybe everyone will share this video. They will tell everyone about this patrol zone trick. The devs will catch wind of it. Even though QA members know about this thing, and it still hasn't been patched out in about 2 months. So I assume it's not a bug, and it is actually a feature to just summon patrol zones. In which case, you guys should know about it, because it's a feature in the game that you're supposed to learn yourself. But I'm teaching you it, so whatever. But yes, you can do that. You can just produce infinite food as a herbivore. Granted, the food is shit. Right? I sympathize with the herbivore players. The food is shit. You barely get anything. Eating pumpkins is hilariously bad. In the past, pumpkins could just satiate stegos for ages. Now, pumpkins give you, like, what, I think 2 bites? And then that's it. But you still get a decent amount of diet from it. I think I've got 20% diet as the galley with a single pumpkin. So if you once again then go straight into maths again. Here we go, maths. 20%, right? We times that by 84. Divide that by 60. That's 28 minutes of diet from one pumpkin. That's not bad. That basically implies as long as you find a pumpkin within 28 minutes of eating a pumpkin, your line's diet will stay exactly where it is. So, it's not the worst thing ever, is it? It's like, that's not bad, actually, to be honest. One pumpkin, 28% diet for 28 minutes. That's okay. You get 2 pumpkins in a patch, that's now 40%. That's about an hour. So it is an hour. So it's an hour and 2 minutes. An hour and 12 minutes. No. An hour and 2 minutes. Yes. No. Hour and 16. No, an hour and 6. Who cares? It's about an hour of lines diet for free. Yes, for free. So that's not bad. That's pretty good. But what if you have 6 galleys? You now need 12 pumpkins. That's now a bit of a problem, isn't it? So yeah, the patrol zone trick has to be intended, otherwise galleys will starve. This now raises a more interesting conversation I want to bring to you guys, which is herbivore on herbivore competition. I have long since held the belief that herbivores need to be more aggressive with each other. I truly believe it. I know, I'm an awful human being, a madman, a villain, some people would say. I truly believe it though. If you look at the speeds of the herbivores, Galley is very fast. Galley's diet drain is also rather fast. It's why I tried to test on Galley. So I knew that Galley, from experience, had a pretty quick diet drain. It was worse than Packy. And Packy's was already pretty damn fast. And Galley's one is now a lot better. Galley's diet drain now is basically in line with the carnivores' diet drains. Actually, slightly better than a lot of the carnivores' diet drains before the patch. Remember, Dilo was 78 seconds per percentage of diet. Galley's now 84. So it's basically going at the same rate as the carnivores were. So that's very good. Very nice. Because of this, the other herbivores probably drain their diets slower than Galley. This would therefore imply that if we just had migration zones, what Galleys will want to do is to run to that migration zone as soon as possible, eat their fill, and keep eating their fill until the bigger herbivores appear. Then the bigger herbivores appear, and the Galleys have to leave, because they're not going to fight a Dibble, and the Dibbles kick out the Tennos, and then the Dibbles get kicked out by the Trikes, and the Trikes and the Shants, I guess, just sort of reign over everyone. But what if you have 2 groups of Dibbles at max capacity? There isn't enough food. Do you therefore imply that the Dibbles would have to start competing against each other to get food? Or one of the Dibble groups would have to live without food, not food, without diet, and just graze? You see. So I am very much expecting, with the introduction of dinosaurs like Maya, and eventually Trike, what I am expecting is there's going to be a very large discourse in the Isle community about herbivores now starting to kill other herbivores in order for them to get the perfect diet for their group, and for the other group to not get their perfect diet. Which is going to result in a lot of assault. So I'm preparing you guys for that, because I can see into the future, remember? I always can. I told you guys, play Dilo, get used to Dilo. Hordetest came out. What's the easiest carnivore to grow? Dilo. You're welcome for that, by the way. If anyone who listened to my advice, you're welcome. So I'm now telling you once again, in the future, more herbivores will be killing other herbivores because of this system here. This system is very good. It needs a few tweaks. I definitely agree. Herbivore food should be giving more diet. Perfectly agree. We should also fix the bugs of herbivore food. Perfectly agree. But I think competition has become very tricky. Dibbles and Mayas, both hoovering up food, going towards different patrol zones around each other. It could become very dangerous and very heated. So we'll have to see how the community deals with that and what the dev solution to that is. Whether or not it is to simply move Dibbles and Mayas to different migration zones. But we also know about mass migration, which, if I remember correctly, I think mass migration is supposed to be where every herbivore goes to the migration zone. All the patrol zones shut off, and you go to the mass migration zone. I think. I'm guessing. We also know, thanks to Dondi, thank you Dondi, when he gave his director's commentary on the migration zones, that this system of the migration zones isn't meant to be perfect. It's basically the equivalent of the human guns being 1, 2, and 3, pistol fire, SMG, shotgun. Because that's what it's meant to be. It's just meant to be a proof of concept. Like, cool, look, we can put food here, we can move the food here, we can change what diets you have. We'll have to see how that evolves in the future. But that's mainly it, to be honest. My opinions haven't really changed since yesterday. The best thing to still do is still just stock up on one diet fully, then get another diet, and just keep going from that. And then when you reach fully grown, you can finally get that elusive 300% diet. If we eventually get the stones, I think they're called coccoliths. I always call them coccoliths. A part of my brain is thinking that coccolith is something different. It sounds phallic, for sure. But, God, trail of thought. When we get the coccoliths and you can actually lower your hunger, you will eventually be able to achieve this higher growth rate far earlier. So whether or not this is good or bad is different. I've also heard some complaints among my friends debating whether or not it is good for the carnivore meta to basically just be to eat an AI and just stand next to it until it disappears and just keep eating it, which I agree. I also feel that if carnivore players were actually playing well and we could actually smell the food, because remember right now with the recent changes, when something dies, you can't smell it straight away. And plus there's sometimes difficulty even smelling food that's right next to you. You just don't see the scent. If that was fixed, there'd be more competition for the dead thing, which therefore means that you wouldn't be able to stand around there continuously. What I would like to see with this system, after more thought about it, and Duckety suggested this ages ago, in fact this is what he believed that the system was going to be, is where, given that the 33% value is the 100% value that it used to be, it should instead be that that 33% part of the bar fills up the entire hexagon. If you fill up the 33% now, that now fills up to 100%. But what you can now do is get that 100% to 200% and then 300%. The same way it was way back with the original UI for the diet system. In fact, I actually believe in a weird kind of way the devs nailed it straight away. First try they did it, they actually nailed it. I think that'd be a lot better. It'd be a lot clearer to players what's going on. They wouldn't be wasting their time trying to get these things higher. Furthermore, you could then influence the amount of diet you get from certain things and change it. I do not want to have carnivores being able to get perfect diet 300% through AI. I think that should only be possible for carnivores by hunting players, in which the organs give you a lot of diet. And you just eat what you need from the organs, you get your diets up, and then you can, you know, leave the body or whatever and do whatever. Or just hunt whatever and just live your life. Jay gave things about the fact that it feels like part of the ecosystems are breaking apart. I'll have to talk to him more about that idea, especially with the way we're treating bodies right now. It kind of disrupts part of the ecosystem. I also think this maybe is because of players just being bad. I've also been seeing a lot of the Hordetest servers, despite being a server being full of players, I can't find anyone. So I don't know what people are growing currently. In fact, I'm almost wouldn't be surprised if people are actually struggling to grow. Hence why I did that fucking video yesterday, but we'll have to see for word of mouth to just pass around. But yeah, that's about it. That's all the stream of consciousness I actually have left in me. Oh, one last thing. The fucking mutation. Hypervigilance. The look angle is fucking amazing. I love it. It's actually a really, really good mutation. I would actually recommend picking it up if you want to run a build that is just quality of life. How do you say it? Not quality of life. More so like rest assured is what I'd call that build type, is rest assured. It's, I know that in whatever situation I'm in, I'll be safe. I'll probably pair that mutation with the full res mutation. But I will actually say the full res mutation has got a few weird little things of it. What it should be, in my opinion, is whatever percentage of health you would lose from that full is the percentage of stamina you lose. Because currently what's happening is that you'll do a full that's slightly too big, and you'll just drain your stamina from 100% to 0% instantly. And you'll go, but that wasn't really the highest fall in the entire world. And what can actually happen is a lot of players who'd run that mutation to get away from dinosaurs will find themselves in situations where the other dinosaur just walks around the hill and takes a long way around, and then they just maul you to death because you have no stamina. I'd like it to be changed, where if the fall would have taken 20% of your health, it now takes 20% of your stamina. And if you get down to 0% stamina from a fall, you die, as normal. Just the mutation just cancels out at that point, and then you die. So, we'll have to see. Otherwise, we'll have issues where you could... Actually, no, it should be fine, because fall damage is exponential. So, yeah, I said if you would die from a fall, you're left at 0% stamina. And then everything else scales upwards. Because fall damage is exponential, if you go slightly further fall than what would kill you, even by 1 meter, you will still die, because the fall damage is exponential. That 1 extra meter is going to kill you, even with that mutation. So, yeah, it should be fine. But yes, that's about it. That's what I have to say. I'm done now. I want to just die and sleep. I don't know. Anyways, peace out. Goodbye.